Welcome to the Getting Started presentation for age 5 to 7. You probably chose Moving Beyond the Page in order to provide your child with an engaging educational experience and to encourage critical thinking and creativity. But now that your living room has 47 books and manipulatives spread around the floor, you may be wondering how to get started. This video will let you know how the curriculum is structured, how you should structure your year, and how you can make the most of Moving Beyond the Page every day. The age 5 to 7 level covers science, social studies, language arts, and math. Each day, your child will complete 2 lessons. One lesson includes 3 subjects: science, social studies, and language arts. These subjects are taught in a unit study format that integrates the 3 subjects together and teaches them in a holistic way that enables children to see the connections that exist between subjects. This can also help make the curriculum more engaging and relevant for a child. The second lesson covers math. This lesson is not integrated thematically like the first lesson, but while it is covering math, it is also an engaging, literature-based curriculum that encourages creativity in your young child. The science, social studies, and language arts curriculum is comprised of 4 9-week concepts that your child will cover over the course of the year. Each concept contains 3 fun, hands-on units, and each unit contains between 10 and 13 daily lesson plans, ending with a final project. The lessons require minimal preparation time, are clearly laid out, and easy to use. If you are feeling overwhelmed by all of this information, all you need to remember is this: 1 lesson each day will keep you on track in science, social studies, and language arts. There is no calendar of days that you have to check each morning. You simply move on to the next lesson. If your child is sick or if you go on a field trip, you just pick up where you left off. It's really simple. If you do this, you will finish the age 5 to 7 science, social studies, and language arts level in 1 academic year. Occasionally, you will come upon a lesson that is designated as a 2-day lesson. When you do, there is a marker in the lesson that tells you where to stop and pick back up the next day. We have also built a few buffer days into each unit. This gives you the freedom to spend extra time on a lesson, schedule a field trip, or just deal with the inevitable changes that happen with life. Moving Beyond the Page gives you the flexibility to work homeschooling around your life without making you feel behind if you need to take a day off. You are not tied to a specific daily calendar. The math curriculum is comprised of 10 units that vary in length from 2 to 6 weeks. It is really simple to plan your year. All you have to do is 1 math lesson each day to stay on track. Staying on schedule with Moving Beyond the Page age 5 to 7 is simple. You just need to finish 2 lessons each day. 1 lesson covers science, social studies, and language arts. The other lesson covers math. Easy. Now that you know how the curriculum is structured, let's get back to that pile of 47 books and manipulatives spread around your living room floor. Our curriculum is comprised of 3 different types of materials: curriculum, literature, and manipulatives. For science, social studies, and language arts, each concept has 1 parent manual and 1 student activity book. For math, there is 1 parent manual and 1 student activity book per semester. Now you should sort your books so that the literature and manipulatives that are used with each set of curriculum books are stored together. You can use your packing slip or the year at a glance link at www.movingbeyondthepage.com/getting-started, or the materials list in the front of your curriculum books to sort the books and materials together. Find the parent manuals and student activity books that go together, and then find the literature books and manipulatives that go with those curriculum books. You may want to pause the video now and take care of this. Now that you have your year organized, we are ready to look a bit deeper at the curriculum itself. To do this, you may want to have the parent manual and student activity book for Concept 1 environment handy. As we go through the various elements of the curriculum, it may be helpful to follow along in your book. If you are using the online curriculum, you can follow along as well. Just select and activate the first unit. Everything that we will be looking at in the hard copy version is also available to you in the online version. Let's start by looking at the table of contents. Remember, each concept is 9 weeks long, so this is the parent manual that you will be using for the next 9 weeks. As you can see, there are 3 3-week units in the book. Before you start a unit, however, You should check the required books and materials page and make sure that you have access to all of the materials needed for the next 3 weeks. Many families find it helpful to keep a box or crate with all of the materials gathered for the unit in one place. This saves you from having to take time each day or even during a lesson to gather materials. Many of these items you will probably already have around the house, but there may be other items you need to purchase. Most items can be found at common stores like Walmart or a craft store. Now, let's look more closely at a lesson. Each lesson is presented in an easy-to-use format. Questions to explore are big questions related to the concept and ideas in each unit. These are not questions that you necessarily need to ask your child each morning, but they are conceptual understandings that your child will gain through the lesson. The lesson will help your child to explore and answer these big questions so that her understanding of the concept is reinforced. Facts and definitions outline the knowledge and vocabulary that your child will learn and memorize in the curriculum. It is not necessary to memorize every definition word for word, but your child should be exposed to the vocabulary in the lesson and in other situations. The facts and definitions for each unit are summarized in a special review sheet that you can use to review with your child for a few minutes each day. Think of this section as memory work. Moving beyond the page is based on state and national standards. The standards covered in each lesson are listed in the skills section. These are listed based on the subject being covered. This first lesson covers standards in social studies, language arts, and math. After the skills section, the required materials are listed. This list shows the student activity pages that are needed as well as general materials. Since you already gathered the materials before starting this unit, your colored pencil, tape, and scissors will be readily available. The introduction is where the actual instruction begins, but the meat of the lesson will be in the activities. Activities are the primary component of moving beyond the page lessons. Most lessons include 2 to 4 activities for your child to engage in. Some activities include student activity pages that are in the student activity book, while others involve hands-on learning experiences, such as creating posters, conducting science experiments, using math manipulatives, or acting something out. There are also many activities where you share and discuss stories with your child. Some activities have options. These are called differentiated activities, and they let you tailor your child's experience to either his academic ability or his personal interest. The lesson will end with a conclusion that often involves summarizing ideas presented in the lesson and asking your child to explain what he has learned in the lesson. This first lesson of the age 5 to 7 level has children sing a simple song to reinforce the lesson. My own children remembered this song well into their elementary years. Many lessons also have a handwriting page, where your child can practice writing letters, words, or sentences. The letter will correspond with vocabulary words from the lesson. This makes writing letters more organic and meaningful. Students will see that writing serves the purpose of communicating words and ideas. If your child is more advanced in writing, you can decide to have him write relevant words or sentences instead of individual letters. In our math curriculum, we utilize an adaptive online review program called Learning Gates. This program ensures that your child understands what he has just learned and that he remembers it for the entire year. Each day when you are finished with a lesson, your child will take a short quiz. This quiz will include about 5 new questions that relate to the content just learned. In addition, it will also include 3 or 4 review questions from previous lessons. These review questions are personalized for your child. We know which questions she struggles with the most and will be sure and highlight those questions in the review. This helps us provide your child with relevant review questions instead of page after page of review sheets covering information your child already understands. If your child is consistently missing certain questions, we will let you know so you can provide further training in that area. Now that you are familiar with the structure of the curriculum and the structure of the lessons themselves, let's take a look at what a typical day might look like. You will spend about 1 hour implementing moving beyond the page science, social studies, and language arts. It is a good idea to begin and end with about 10 minutes of review using the review sheet available with your curriculum or as a download at movingbeyondthepage.com/getting started. You will also spend about 30 to 45 minutes teaching your child to read using the program you have chosen for this purpose. We also recommend that you read aloud with your child for about 30 minutes each day. This can be part of your bedtime routine. You can take turns reading to give her practice as well. If you like, you can even choose books related to the theme or concept that is being covered in the curriculum. Finally, you will spend between 45 and 60 minutes on the daily math lesson. If you feel it is necessary, you can also spend 30 minutes reteaching skills and providing additional practice. Moving beyond the page does not include a lot of review and repetition, so as your child's teacher, you need to identify any areas where your child will benefit from this additional practice. You could also choose to spend about 30 minutes extending an activity with real-life application and additional research. Take your child's lead on this. Try to find what he is interested in and encourage his natural curiosity. Moving beyond the page will give you the framework for a fabulous year of learning. We hope your child learns a lot, grows as a thinker and a creator, and has a lot of fun in the process. If we can be of any help, please don't hesitate to reach out to us, and happy homeschooling.